Welcome to Parent Coaches Unleashed, the podcast where we dive into the highs, lows, and did that really just happen moment of parenting teens and young adults. We're Carrie and Jessica, parent coaches, mythbusters, and occasional referees in the battle of hormones versus common sense.
If you've ever wondered, is this just happening to me? You're not alone. We're here to help you with real talk, expert advice, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Need more support? We also offer private coaching, workshops, and speaking engagements because sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
So continue listening as we tackle this parenting journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Jessica.
So holidays are coming. Let's talk about them a little bit. We have polled some of our listeners, and Carrie and I have talked about it too, what some traditions surrounding the holidays look like for us.
Specifically Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving Day or day after traditions. So give me your favorite that we went over.
So for me personally, I know that every year on Thanksgiving, Cody makes a trivia game for our family. And everyone participates. Everyone looks forward to it. I know my mom has already called him and asked him if he's planning on doing it this year. And his response was, "Sure, yes, Grandma, I do it every year. Of course I'll do it." So that one is a personal one for me. There were some other really good ones. Like
Yeah.
I love when our listeners talk about decorating their tree together on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving because it's a time when they're all together.
Yep. Big tradition the day after Thanksgiving, decorating, getting the tree up and decorating it as a family.
Yeah.
I miss actually the shopping we used to do, Black Friday shopping.
Did you do that as
We
a family?
It would depend where we were. So our tradition, we flip-flop. So Thanksgiving we're in Florida, the other Thanksgiving we're in Asheville, North Carolina. So
Okay.
and that's probably been the past, I don't know, 15 years. So it really
Okay.
depend. We actually would shop more in Asheville, not saying that it's like prime shopping, but I just remember getting up early and going and standing in lines waiting for specific things that my kids wanted for the holidays, but we really don't do that anymore. More like we might go online and look
Okay.
for stuff, but
Right.
there's really not the push to go Black Friday shopping. But this
That
year
is
we will be in Asheville, and I'm just praying and hoping that we actually get there with
oh,
the
yes,
flight
the flight situation.
situation. So we have plans to go and be with my dad, the four of
Yeah.
us.
Okay. Well, hoping that works out for you.
Yes. Anyway, so one of my favorites that a listener wrote in was they have a very large family
Mhm.
and they're mostly have adult children now with spouses or some with spouses and now even with some grandkids.
Okay.
And I believe even the grandmother of the group is 95, so
Oh,
it's like a
wow.
large family,
Yep.
maybe 30 to 35 people for Thanksgiving, and they live in the Northeast, in Florida, in the Carolinas, so they picked one location, and I believe they said South Carolina, and they rent 2 houses, and everyone stays, and they created the family name Olympics. So, like, Thanksgiving
Oh, that's
Olympics.
really like the Smith Family
Yeah.
Olympics.
And one family is in charge every year. I think they've been doing this for about 15 years now. So they take turns who's running the Olympics. So let's say for this year, 2025, the Smiths are in charge. They come up with a theme. They make merch like shirts or hats
Oh,
or
that's so
whatever
cool.
the teams are going to wear.
I wonder how many teams they use for 35 people. I wonder if it's just 2 teams or if it's 3 teams. That's
I'm not
huh.
sure.
My
And
head is
then
swirling because I think Cody can expand his trivia
I don't
game
know, you
to
might wanna share it with him, and then you
yeah,
can come up with the Anger Olympics. Maybe
that
do it next year because I'd like to
we have time to
participate
plan.
when we're gonna be in Florida.
Okay.
So anyway, they do an entire Olympics, different activities, races, and then I think they do it actually the day before Thanksgiving, and then
Mm.
on Thanksgiving, then they're all cooking together, or maybe it's cooking together and then the day after, but it's not on the same day, but, yep, they
So
have a
that's
full-on Olympics with prizes and for the winning team.
mm.
Yep.
So that's interesting because I just I love it. I love the idea that the family's together, but I wonder about their extended family. Like, okay, so they're married and they have their spouses have other families. Are they all included?
No,
Be-
no.
so that's
So it
interesting because
yes.
I wonder if there's some um
Friction?
friction, thank you, between families, like, "Oh, you were there last year, they get you every Thanksgiving," and it actually reminds me of, something I saw on social media. It was Pastor Mark Driscoll, and he says and I'm not saying this, he is, "Dysfunctional families look forward to holidays because it is their one time a year where you sit down with your whole family." And he was saying that for him, he would much rather have 30 Thanksgiving meals. So if that he didn't end up with his whole family on Thanksgiving, he would have a backup plan.
Hmm,
He would have another dinner to fall back on.
yeah.
So I wonder, what do you think about that?
So the word dysfunctional, I mean, we all have dysfunctional families at some point, right?
Everybody has
Like,
something. Yes.
there's always something
Yeah, that I didn't
going
like
on, right?
yeah,
So I
I
don't like
agree.
the term, but he makes a really good point that we have these traditions that we hold to such high standard. It has to happen the way we've always done it. If your family has this tradition, call it Thanksgiving or
Right.
Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever it is,
Olympics.
Olympics, but he's right. Why do we look forward to that one particular day and have it mean so much when if we are the type of family that enjoys spending time together, why can't just an average Friday night or Sunday afternoon turn into the time you look forward to and spend together? Like, I agree with him. I would rather have 30 meals with my family at random times during the year
Yeah,
than
then
just this one.
here's the one thing I want to this is I'm going to play devil's advocate for a little bit here because yes, agree with everything you just said. I don't like the term dysfunctional because we all have different families. All of our families look different and that could be the one time during the year when you get everyone together for travel reasons, for work reasons, whatever the situation might be. I do agree with what he said and what you agreed with that I'd rather have 30 dinners throughout the year. Here's the difference for me. Yes, when I get my nuclear family together, when the 5 of us are together, there's nothing like it, and I would take those every day, any time. I would take those anytime over a whole holiday, where everything's centered around a holiday. Give me that time with the 5 of us anytime. However, the holidays are a time for extended family
Yeah.
also to come together. It's not just your nuclear family, and it's a time for cousins to be together and catch up and talk and be reunited. I think what you have to look at more than just the one holiday is the flexibility that if everybody, as your kids age and your adult children start having other responsibilities to their significant others, family as well, I think you have to keep in mind the flexibility that, you know what, you guys want to go to your significant other's house? That's fine. Can you give me the Saturday after Thanksgiving?
Mhm.
Let's start a new tradition. I don't want to come between you and the other family. Let's give me the Saturday, give me a Sunday brunch, football, we're all together, make a new tradition. Just I think the message there is to just be flexible in your thinking. What
Yeah.
what does it mean to all be together? Just because Thursday is Thanksgiving does not mean that that's the only day you should be thankful to be with your
Yeah,
family.
yeah. But the one thing that Pastor Mark, I don't think was considering, and I don't know the ages of his children, but when they get older and they don't live by you, you might not be able to have 30 meals to get you
Right,
that might not be an option.
right,
So you have to, like you said, just be flexible and do what works for everyone, and we just have to try to be inclusive, right? If seeing your son or your daughter for a holiday or a special dinner or a get together involves them including their significant other's family, then I think we have to try to be inclusive and not to just be, oh, well, this is just our family's
right,
dinner or day, because then you're just excluding, right? You're making, like, remember when we were married and we had 2 different families, you have to make choices unless you can bring everybody
together.
together,
Mhm.
and so someone's always feeling like they're
Why'd you
not
choose them
getting,
over
and it's
us
not,
or
I have in our family, my sister-in-law, was divorced and remarried, and so she always had it where she had to share the holidays. But
with her kids?
now
Mm,
all of 2 of her 3 kids are married, so it's like not only does she have to share the holidays with her ex,
mm,
but now their spouses with their family. So they've just decided to be very inclusive when they can and bring them all together. If not, you're feeling left out, like you're not
right.
going to get
I think
a
that's a
certain
great point, and
holiday.
we know that that doesn't always work, not
No,
every
no,
relationship ends amicably,
no.
um, but I think flexibility, inclusiveness, and sometimes just opening your house to whoever wants to
Mhm,
come, so it that tradition might change for you too. It might not be a sit-down dinner at a long dining room table.
mhm.
Maybe it's a buffet and you're just all spread out. Maybe if you get so big, it's a restaurant and you
Yeah.
just,
I have to
whatever.
say we have just about done everything for Thanksgiving. We've
Hmm,
gone to New York and seen the parade, which was amazing.
yeah.
We've had it at our house. We've had it at my parents' house in North Carolina, my sister-in-law. We've had it at a restaurant.
Mhm.
We even did one where we it was just gonna be the 4 of us, and instead of cooking and doing a Thanksgiving meal, we just ordered our favorite foods. It had nothing to do with turkey and stuffing. So, again, it just gets back to being together and trying to just be flexible because we're just wanting to spend time together.
Yeah.
That's at least how I look at it.
And I feel like that, Carrie, you hit the nail on the head. That's what to me That's what the holidays represent,
Mhm.
just being together. And it doesn't mean that it has to be on the same day every year. You have Thanksgiving, most people have Thursday and Friday off,
Mhm.
so you have 2 days, spread it out, add in Saturday and Sunday, and you have many choices and many ways to be flexible.
Yeah. So, on
So,
that note, we just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, however, you're going to celebrate with your friends, with your family, taking yourself out, whatever that is. And we just want to express our gratitude for our listeners for sharing with us when we ask and for continuing to listen and support us because we can't do this without you. So thank you. And thank you to Jessica for being my
Oh,
partner in crime.
thank you, Carrie. Thank you for everything. Thank you to our listeners. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, whatever that looks like for you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed with Carrie and Jessica. Together, we can raise the next generation of independent, capable, and compassionate young adults.
We encourage you to send us an email with questions and feedback to info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. Please remember, you are not alone on this parenting journey.